Marvel MCU. Responding to Hindu historian here, says, not for all time, bro. It clearly says in Quran not to start the fight. First of all, of Surah 9 was written... Oh, okay. Not to start the fight first. All of Surah 9 was written in war. So I'm guessing that Hindu historian had said that basically something along the lines of the final marching orders of the Quran are to fight. So this is an ongoing order, and it looks like Marvel MCU was responding, not for all time. It clearly says in the Quran not to start the fight first. And Sam, he's got a point. The Quran does say don't start the fight first. And so, man, we're going to have to figure out how to address that. Yeah. And he says all of Surah 9 was written in war. All of Surah 9 was written in war. Yeah. So it's written in the context of war and so on. Anyway,
yeah, boy.
We're just gonna go. All of three of his comments that I took screenshots of are pretty similar. So we're just gonna look at all three of them now, and then you can take it, and I'll jump in, and we'll just keep going. Yeah. What's that? Do you have a comment?
No. Let me know when you want to, because it's tiring answering the same objections over and over again. But I realize not everyone has watched your sessions or your debates or read our material, because it's not. But anyway, it's worth repeating for the glory of Jesus Christ. So yes, what was the next point? Go ahead.
Yep. So the next one, he says, why can't people understand that the Quran was written in war? It also say don't start the fight first. Don't start the fight first. So so notice, first it was Surah 9 was written in war. Now it's the Quran was written in war. And then let's check the next comment here.
Yeah.
We have I am not ignorant. I am not ignorant. You for yourself, because I had posted a comment and I said, look, you're either ignorant of what your Muslim sources actually say, or you're being deceptive. And I said, well, address them. And he said, I'm not ignorant. You for yourself know that the whole Quran is written in time of war, and you know the passage, don't start the war first. I do know the passage that you're referring to. But he's saying the entire Quran was written in a time of war, not just Surah 9, the entire Quran. So any passages in the Quran that are talking about violence, you have to understand that this is only talking about a context of war. All right, Sam, do you have an idea of what he said here? Do you have an idea?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Well,
is he right?
Yeah. Oops. Of course, David. If he was right, we wouldn't even be having this live stream. But yeah, he's right. Surprise! Of course he's not right. We obviously know he's not right, which is why we devoted this session to trying to refute this canard. And folks, I know you're going to get tired. You're going to get tired of me keep saying, yeah, go read these articles. The reason why we wrote these articles is to put this information in your hands so you can use it effectively for the glory of Jesus Christ, to show Muslims that they're either ignorant of their sources or deceitful, deceptive, dishonest. Because he just said chapter 9, the entire chapter was revealed in the context of war, in the context of fighting. Actually, pick up any commentary, Ibn Kathir. And I have this all in articles. David has it in articles. He's even got a PowerPoint, right? You got a PowerPoint presentation on offensive jihad. You got videos on this. The fact of the matter is, according to the Muslim sources, chapter 9 was composed after Muhammad had already captured Mecca. Folks, please remember this point. I have an article. It's quite lengthy. At that time, I didn't know about splitting articles in multiple parts because people don't read lengthy articles. But God willing, I plan on going back and breaking them up into smaller parts, because these articles need to be read to be used for the glory of Jesus. If you read what the commentators say, Muhammad had entered Mecca. He had entered Mecca, and instead of killing the Meccans for refusing to submit to his sovereignty. And by the way, we're going to show that according to Muslim sources, that Muhammad was the antagonizer. He's the one who antagonized and threatened the Meccans, the pagans, even though they went out of their way, above and beyond what Muslims would endure if we were in Mecca today, to try not to come to blows with Muhammad. The Muslim sources, any source, you want to read Ibn Ishaq, Tabari, will say that when Muhammad preached about Allah, the sources say that the Meccans were hearing him out and didn't have a problem with it. The sources then say that when Muhammad started attacking their gods and making fun of their family values and traditions, that's when they got upset. And I'm not making it up. This is in Ibn Ishaq. This is in Tabari. This will be in Ibn Kathir. Read any Muslim source that talks about the biography of Muhammad, when Muhammad claimed to be a prophet and what happened to him for those 13 years in Mecca before he migrated to the north to Medina and became head of state 13 years later. It says that when he preached Allah, they would listen to him. And I have the citations right here. I'm not making it up. It's on answeringislam.net, also on my blog, and also on answeringmuslims.com. It's the moment when he started attacking their gods and goddesses and their family traditions, they got upset, but they still didn't attack him. They went to his uncle Abu Talib and said, look, for God's sake, for the sake of Allah, because according to the sources, they also believed Allah among 360 deities. Tell your nephew to stop attacking our gods and stop attacking our family traditions. He wants to talk about Allah, let him do so. We'll even give him an ear. We're interested in what he's got to say about Allah. But please stop him from attacking our gods, goddesses, and our family traditions, because we don't want any problems with you or your nephew. And now, David, can I ask you a question before I move on to the historical context of chapter 9?
Mm-hmm.
If you're in Mecca today, how long do you think you would last saying Muhammad is a false prophet?
Maybe, probably, honestly, I think I could, if I could move around pretty quick, I think I could get away with it for like maybe 2 or 3 minutes, if I'm like moving and dodging and stuff like that. But I think as soon as I start yelling at people, are going to pummel me.
See?
You know what I mean?
So not only pummel you, they'll call you.
Mm-hmm.
And not only will they not pummel you, but kill you.
Mm-hmm.
Like you said, could you last 13 years like Muhammad did?
No, that's what I mean. See, Muhammad lasted 13 years among the pagans of Mecca as a Muslim. And Muslims were complaining about how oppressive they are because he lasted 13 years until he had to leave. But yeah, I would say maybe 2 or 3 minutes if I were really moving. Maybe, if I were like a really fast guy and could run, then I could say something for I might get away with it for like 13 minutes now. But that's the irony, isn't it? The Muslims for the past 14 centuries, they've complained about the intolerance of the pagans of Mecca, even though Muhammad preached Islam in Mecca and eventually openly was mocking their gods and their goddesses, and he still made it there for 13 years. But today, if I were to criticize the religious beliefs of the people of Mecca, I would be insanely tough and fast if I lasted 13 minutes. And Muslims do not understand the hypocrisy here. Oh, look at those guys. They're so intolerant. Muhammad lasted 13 years. Oh, today you wouldn't even last 13 minutes. It's so much better. It's amazing stuff.